How is it possible to only have a middle school diploma nowadays? I'm the next president of the company. I don't want to be part of a family with a poor person.
The brother of my sister's fiance, who is 10 years younger than me, is always telling me these things. But my sister, Lily, is still happy and smiles bitterly, so I put up with it. My name is Noah Wilson, and I am 35 years old. As this brother-in-law says, I'm working my way with a middle school diploma. I wanted to finish high school and go to college like everyone else around me. But the reality was that I dropped out of high school. I had to work. I had to support my sister. I didn't have a father. I was never told the details, but ever since I can remember, I had only my mother. My family was poor. All I had to eat every day was bean sprouts. To avoid being bullied at school, my mother still bathed me every day, but it was not enough to soak in the tub. I was poor, but I had a cute little sister, and I had no problems with my mother. But when I was in high school, things started to change. My mother would go out late at night using expensive cosmetics that we didn't know where she got them from. I thought, if she's going to spend money on that stuff, she should spend it on us. Then the worst thing I could have imagined happened. When I was a freshman in high school, when I was only 15 years old, my mother left me and 5-year-old Lily to get together with a man and never came home. When I came home from school, the house was empty. They had taken all kinds of furniture and appliances, probably to sell them for money, and there was hardly any food. Lily was left alone in the house, crying all the time. I hated my mother very, very much. I hated her, but hating her was not going to get me the money. I desperately worked part-time. For me and Lily to survive, I delivered newspapers before going to school, and after school, I worked at a pub until midnight. Many days when I came home from my part-time job, I wondered if Lily was crying alone. Lily's sleeping face had tear marks on it. I worked hard, but still the money was not enough. It was not enough to make a living at all. I told Lily, who cried every day, "Lily, smile, smile. I believed that something good would happen to me if I just kept smiling, no matter how poor I was." Then I made up my mind. I would work to make Lily happy. I put an end to my high school life. However, no matter how determined I was, there were few places that would hire junior high school graduate in this day and age. Every day I called various places and was turned down, and I visited them in person to ask for help, but I was annihilated. When I was nodding off in the park because I was in need of something to eat, a man approached me. He gave me a piece of bread and a drink. I was so moved by his kindness that I cried and ate the bread. The man listened to me. I told him that I have to work because I have no money, that I have a sister 10 years younger than me, and that I have no parents. He said,
I see. You have no money and you're in trouble. How have you worked so hard until now? Why don't you come work for me? I'll talk to the owner.
He said,
This is where I work.
He brought me to a luxury hotel that even I knew was quite famous among the locals. Of course, I had never set foot in the hotel before, but the man took me to the owner at his invitation. I explained the situation to the owner and told him I wanted to work here. The owner was quietly and seriously listening to my rambling story as a 15-year-old. When I finished my story, he said,
Why don't you come and work here as a live-in worker? Bring your sister, of course.
I can't tell you how happy I was. I said, Yes, thank you very much. I'll do my best. And the next day I started working at the luxury hotel. My first real job was really tough. I had to redo everything from the greeting to the daily chores. Even so, I worked hard every day to raise Lily happily. As I got used to the job, I learned about etiquette and manners from scratch. I was often scolded, but I also learned a lot. I spent all of my salary for Lily. When Lily started elementary school, We went shopping together for a school bag. It was the first present I gave her with my salary. She was so happy. She used the school bag until it was falling apart. One day, Lily saw a woman at a hotel proposing to her and receiving a bouquet of roses. She said,
I wish I could be that nice of a person to get roses like that.
although I had no money, every year on Lily's birthday, I bought a rose to celebrate her. Other than that, I saved all the money I had, except for what I used for living. I managed our finances so that Lily could choose where she wanted to go to high school and college. I was able to raise Lily while enjoying my work. 20 years have passed since then. I still work at the hotel. Lily had graduated from college and is now 25 years old. And Lily,
I want to help people like us who are in need.
so she became a public servant, working in the welfare department of the city hall. She seemed to be fighting every day to be of more help to those in need. Then one day,
There is someone I want to introduce to you.
Lily said to me. I had known for some time that Lily had a boyfriend, but until now I had not asked her about it because I thought it would be wrong to ask a girl of her age. I said, "What, are you getting married?" I said it jokingly, but Lily looked serious and answered,
Yes,
"Really?" I couldn't believe it, but I was really happy. "Congratulations, Lily," I told her many times. I was really happy, but of course, I would be lying if I said I didn't miss her. Lily has grown up. I seem to feel like a complicated father sending off his daughter. Then Lily secretly showed me the engagement ring he had given her. It's a beautiful ring. Is the guy rich? I asked Lily, and she replied in a way I had never imagined.
yes, he's the son of the president of the company. He runs a wholesale food company. Oh, he said he does business with your hotel, too. He has an older brother, though, so he won't be taking over the company.
The son of a company president. Huh, that's why he can give her a sparkling ring like that. I agreed.
So, I need to talk to you about something.
What is it? I'll do anything I can do.
I also have a lot of memories of living in this hotel. I like to have my wedding here. What do you think?
I felt that Lily had really grown up when she said that to me. I see. The owner will be happy to hear that. He will be looking forward to Lily's big day. I'll tell the owner tomorrow, I said, and Lily smiled with a big smile on her face. That night, the two of us talked a lot about our memories of the hotel. The next day, I told the owner that Lily was getting married and that I wanted to have the wedding here. The owner seemed sincerely pleased.
Of course, let's make it a ceremony that Lily will be happy with.
But I was a little worried about the future. Neither of my parents are here, and I have no relatives I can rely on. I was the only one Lily had, and the only brother, who is a middle school graduate and works. What would the other family think? I wondered if Lily had talked to them about it. The day of the meeting with the other family came and went without me being able to ask her.
How do you do? My name is Ken Turner, and I've been dating Lily for a while. Lily has told me a lot about you.
Lily's fiancé, Ken, was a very admirable young man. I had heard that he was the son of the president of the company, so I was worried that he would make fun of my situation, but Ken did not behave that way at all. Rather, he seemed to adore and respect me, which made me happy. However, my relief was short-lived. Suddenly, Ken's brother interrupted me.
I heard that Lily's brother is a middle school graduate. Why did Ken marry into such a poor family?
He said those words to me as soon as we met. Yes, Lily is working well as a public servant, so please take good care of her, I replied.
Lily, you've had such a pitiful life with your older brother, haven't you? In comparison, Ken is lucky to have an older brother like me, right?
Ken and Lily were trying their best to smooth things over, but his words pierced my heart like a spear.
We're running a company, you know. Do you understand? Poor people don't understand how great it is. We're planning to invite a lot of clients to our wedding, but if we have poor people like you as a guest, our stock will go down.
I don't care what they say, as long as Lily is happy. But the last thing I wanted to hear from him was what he said to me.
I don't want to accept you as family just because you're my brother-in-law. I don't even have the righteousness to admit it. Don't even come to the wedding. It's a place where our business partners will be celebrating. It's only fitting that a poor guy like you celebrate your sister's departure from home, right? Do something brotherly at least for the last time.
My stepfather and stepmother just laughed at me. I was really pissed off, but I didn't say anything back because I knew that Lily would be sad if I emotionally retorted. I understood. I won't attend, I said quietly.
Hey, no?
I quietly left the place. After that, Lily tried again and again to persuade me. She said,
I want you to see it. I want you to come.
but I didn't change my mind. I don't want Lily to have a bad day. So, as an employee, I will do my best to celebrate Lily's departure. Okay. In the end, Lily did not seem convinced until the day of the event. I get to see Lily's big day. I was happy just to be able to catch a glimpse of Lily as a bride, even if it was as an employee and not as a member of the family. Both the owner and my co-workers put a lot of thought into Lily's wedding every day. The owner came up with the best ideas for the food and cake, and my co-workers worked after hours to make the decorations by hand every day. I was watching all of this. I was so happy. On the day of the party, I, as an employee, celebrated Lily to the fullest. I surprised the bride and groom by scattering petals of her favorite rose, which I had prepared before the day of the wedding, at their entrance. I also decorated the seats where the bride and groom were seated with many roses. It was the least I could do. I was told by my colleagues,
Why don't you attend the wedding as a family member?
each time, I'm an employee here. I have to work. I answered with a laugh. I really want to celebrate Lily as a family too, I muttered to myself. Lily had a vacant look on her face, despite being the star of the show. I guess she really wanted me to be there. My brother-in-law, noticing Lily's expression, I heard him saying to Lily,
It's so nice to not have that piece of shit brother of yours in the wedding.
A toast was made and everyone started drinking. My brother-in-law was drinking as much as he could.
Hey,
He said,
give me a bottle of wine, the expensive stuff. Hey, the waiter over there, get the next drink.
his attitude, which was not appropriate for a wedding, was very conspicuous. I started to hear people around me whispering.
What's that guy?
He started talking about me in a loud voice.
Do you know why the bride's family didn't attend? The bride's family doesn't even have parents. Her brother graduated from junior high school. It's a miracle that such a pretty girl grew up in such a situation. How can she eat food from a place where a middle school graduate works? But don't worry, my family will make Lily happy. You can leave the Wilsons behind and take the Turner name.
And the people around him,
What a mess. He has no manners.
I could hear them whispering in the background. I was about to lose my temper, but I was holding myself back. I mustn't break Lily's precious ceremony, I muttered so many times in my mind. I looked at Lily, who was looking sad on the occasion of the big day, and her eyes met mine. Lily, I said, smile, smile. I told Lily, who was sitting in the leading row. Lily noticed and smiled as much as she could, even though she looked like she was about to cry. The ceremony went smoothly, and it was time for the bride to write a letter to her parents. Of course, her parents were not there, so I wondered what they were going to do. But to my surprise, it was a letter to me. Lily began to read, her voice trembling.
Dear brother, my brother gave up his high school life, which he loved, to work hard for me here at the hotel. Owner, thank you for always supporting us, my siblings, and for making today such a beautiful ceremony.
Both the owner and his co-workers were in tears as they listened to Lily's story.
My brother and I don't have parents. I cried every day. But every time I did, my brother would say, "Lily, smile." And he was there for me. That is why I have been able to live happily and laugh every day until today. Without my brother, I would not have been able to live. He always wished me happiness even though he was the hardest.
Finally, Lily broke down in tears as the memories came flooding back to her.
Lily said, "My brother is my number one ally. It is thanks to you that I have been able to laugh and live happily ever after. And the times we ate sprouts together are good memories for me. Thanks to my wonderful brother, I have been able to live a life without any inconvenience. I was able to go to the high school I wanted to go to and the university I wanted to go to."
Then Lily cried and said,
"I love you the most, my brother, in the world for being so supportive of me. Thank you so much."
Ken was supporting Lily as she broke down in tears. I felt relieved, even though I was holding back tears. I was convinced that Lily would be happy if she was with Ken. Lily was getting a big round of applause from the audience, and I was very proud of her. Then all of a sudden, the MC said,
"Lily's brother is here."
I was introduced, but I was a little embarrassed. My face was already crumpled up with tears and runny nose from listening to Lily's letter. Besides, I had never let Lily see me cry before, and I didn't want her to see me cry. I tried my best to hide my tears. I said, thank you. I hid my face with a bow. I was greeted with applause louder than I had ever experienced before.
You did a great job.
And showered with compliments. The entire venue was enveloped in a whirlpool of emotion. At that moment, I saw my brother-in-law drunkenly walking toward the MC. He said,
"That guy, please don't do this anymore."
As I was praying, a colleague who was in the hall said,
The bride's letter was very beautiful, wasn't it? As expected from our trusty Noel Wilson. This is the groom's brother-in-law, and he has a very special gift for you.
He led my brother-in-law out of the hall. Ken looked down in embarrassment. Thanks to my colleague's tactful action, we were able to avoid disrupting Lily's big day. As for my brother-in-law, he walked out of the venue with a smirk on his face.
"Where's the present for me?"
As he staggered along, he bumped into someone.
"Ouch, where are you looking at?"
My brother-in-law yelled at him, and a man in an expensive suit was standing right in front of him. The man my brother-in-law bumped into was, to his surprise, our owner. But my brother-in-law didn't seem to notice that it was the owner. He said,
I have been watching you since a few minutes ago, and I have noticed that you have been very rude.
Hearing this, my brother-in-law said,
"Shut up. That poor man deserves to be told off. We run a big company. I don't want to be told off by an old geezer like you. I'm the next president of the company, so get out of my way, old man."
My brother-in-law was repeating one word of complaint after another. The owner listened quietly. Then he said,
I am the owner of this hotel. I will not do business with a company that has such poor manners and etiquette.
My brother-in-law froze for a moment and his face went pale.
"Oh, you are the owner. No, well,
I no longer understood what he was saying.
no, I'm really sorry. Owner, I'm too drunk."
The owner did not change his face and spoke plainly.
You are the next president. We were good friends with your predecessor, and we used to buy all our foodstuffs from you. But from now on, we will no longer do business with you.
My brother-in-law suddenly became impatient, fell to his knees, and bowed his head. Then my parents-in-law, who had heard the commotion, turned pale and rushed to the owner.
"I am so sorry that our stupid son has caused you trouble. Thank you for your continued patronage. Our company is what it is because of this hotel."
My brother-in-law looked at his parents on their knees and seemed to realize what he had done. The owner said,
I will not do any business with you from now on. I think it would be better for you to teach your son properly first.
The owner said with a sharp smile and walked into the hall. My brother-in-law said,
"Oh no, what should I do?"
he cowered in his seat. Then, watching him, he hung on to me and said,
"You work here, don't you? I apologize for what I've done. Somehow get the owner to stop the cancellation. I'm begging you."
He begged me. I said, "Please don't hurt Lily," and returned to the venue. The next day, the owner called my parents-in-laws.
I don't want to use any more food from that rude person at our celebration,
he said angrily. From over the phone,
"I am so sorry, my stupid son."
I could hear him apologizing over and over again. Later that day, Ken and Lily came to the hotel to greet me. Two of them put matching rings on their left ring fingers to report that they were safely registered and to apologize for what my brother-in-law had done. Ken was originally working for a big food company to study social studies and that he would continue working there. It seems that the connection with this hotel was really big, and my brother-in-law's company quickly ran into financial difficulties after the owner told him to stop doing business with the hotel. Ken bowed deeply to me and said,
"I am truly sorry that I couldn't stop my brother's rude behavior and hurt Lily's dear brother. I have the utmost respect for you. If I were in your shoes, I don't know if I could have protected her. I think it's really great that you have raised Lily so well. From now on, I will do my best to make Lily happy."
I was so happy, not because I had been working since high school, or because I was working at a luxury hotel, but because I felt that he had acknowledged my existence. And my brother-in-law, he was told,
"Son like you need to learn from the ground up."
He is now wandering around with no place to go and no money. But I am willing to help my brother-in-law if he changes his mind. I know better than anyone how hard it is to be without money and nowhere to go. Lily lives happily with Ken. On their days off, they volunteer at soup kitchens and provide emotional support to the poor. As for me, the owner of the company has praised me for my past accomplishments and for the fact that I did my job without getting emotional, no matter how sarcastic I was at the wedding. And he says that I am a candidate for the next president. But whether I become the next president or not, I enjoy working with people around me who call me
Mr. Noah.
I am very happy to be surrounded by an owner whom I respect and colleagues whom I can trust.